Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
I am doing well. How are you, Jared?
I'm doing pretty well. It's
Good.
been a busy. It seems like it's been an entire week, but it's been a pretty busy week thus far. I did go. So you went to Disney on Friday with your mom.
We did. We did a day trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll talk about a little bit from your trip, but how did that go?
It was great. Traffic coming in, but it's I-4, so what are you going to do? But besides that, we got to the Magic Kingdom. We did a little bit of Epcot, and it was great. It was nice not having like really an agenda. It was just kind of like going in and just doing whatever we felt like. And we did get to ride Tiana's Bite of Adventure again, which was nice. And
it didn't break down?
It didn't break down. Everything worked.
There we go.
Everything worked really well.
It's a win.
No, we didn't stop at all. It was great. My mom did lose her hat coming down the big drop. I almost lost mine, but my ponytail caught it.
You committed a rookie mistake of not having your hats off on a flume ride.
I know. I don't know what we were thinking.
I'm just glad nobody's behind your mom. Because
we were in the back.
That has been, that's happened to a listener years ago. Broke her nose.
Yeah,
somebody lost their hat on Splash Mountain and it hit her in the face. And
I didn't even think about it.
That's not good. But yeah, I'm glad. Well, at least you kept your hat and nobody got hit with your mom's hat.
Right, caught my hat. It was fine, but it was fun. But we got to ride Big Thunder because she doesn't know she'll get to ride it again before it closes in January. So she's like, I want to make sure to ride it. I was like, good call.
Right.
Good call. So we did that and got some treats and shopped and ate some stuff. And one of the places that we did eat was a Spice Road table, which we're going to talk about later, which I'm excited for. But yeah, it was a good day.
Well, good. Well, while you were gone, me and the kids made our way. We went to go get donuts, which didn't really work out that great. Because apparently our Dunkin' never has donuts in stock. That's a donut shop. It's kind of strange. So we tried to go get some donuts, and we ended up going to Costco. And of course, they had because it's Christmas time at Costco. I don't know if you know that or not. But
already, it's here.
Full-fledged.
Yep.
All the aisles full of Christmas stuff. And they had a Stitch that was wrapped up in lights. And then our kids saw it immediately. And I was like, okay. It was only, actually, it wasn't bad. It was like $50. It's actually a pretty decent size. So
sure.
Ended up with that. And then all I got at Costco was Stitch, eggs, milk, and steak. So it was a weird Costco purchase.
I often go to Costco and get steak, eggs, milk, and Stitch.
Yeah. Well, and the last time I went, ended up coming back with and our kids don't know this yet, but the Bluey Christmas inflatables that they had there.
Oh, that's right.
It was like the whole family and a Christmas tree. So that is also, we have for Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Did I know you got that?
You do, because I told you I was hiding it and I showed you.
Okay.
So
all right.
you must have just forgotten.
I did forget. I'm so sorry.
Yes, we did get that. So
Costco loves us.
Oh, Costco. There's always something. And then when I have the kids with me, I'm always just like, I don't want to go down this aisle. But
I know.
I'm
surprised you took them.
Well, I needed to go.
I know.
So I was just like, no big deal. They were fine.
Yeah.
They were good.
Well, it's exciting. Yeah, I'm already in Christmas mode. I know Halloween hasn't happened yet, and I'm sorry to those. I'm sorry to those people that like really don't like decorating for Christmas super early. I am one of those people though. I love Christmas, and I would decorate mid-October if it was acceptable.
It's funny how this has been a sliding thing, because it used to be that like you didn't put up anything till after Thanksgiving, and then that slid to now November. I feel like if there wasn't just no rails on this, I mean, you would just be decorating in like August for Christmas.
See, here's the thing though, and I think I don't know if we discussed this before on this show, but I'm doing it again. Disney starts Halloween in August.
I know.
It's like August 1st. So we've had almost 3 full months of Halloween stuff, and I'm over. I'm done. I'm over it. I like Halloween, and things. Trick or treating with our kids will be fun, and I do like fall stuff, but like specific Halloween, I'm good. I did the Halloween party like mid-August. So for me, I've done all that I want to do. Let's start with Christmas. I don't know. It's just me.
Costco agrees with you either way. Well, we do have some news we're going to talk about today. There's actually a lot of news on top of the Spice Road table review, so we're going to talk about some of that. But if you are watching the show on YouTube, which if you're not, you should if you want to watch the show, we have a little bit of a different setup here. I got an extra camera, so it looks, I don't know if it looks better. I don't know. Let us know if you like this or not. I figure this might be better for visuals or something. So even though we're still sitting side by side, it looks like we're further apart. But as you can see here, my hand is going to come into the picture.
It looks like his arm is really long.
But it's right there. But we'll see how this works. But we have a different look here and everything like that. But before we get to the news, just want to remind everybody again, if you are watching us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're not, you can head over to @CTM Podcast on YouTube. And that's where we have video versions of the show. Plus we have clips and we post some of the short, they're called shorts, but reels, whatever you want to call them, on there also. And of course, if you're listening on the good old trusty audio podcast form that's been there since 1885, you can, as you please like, or not like, but subscribe. Well, like it if you would like, but subscribe on whatever platform you listen on and leave us a review. We would greatly appreciate that. And of course, if you want even more content, if you want to help contribute to the show, be part of a cool community, go to some meetups, you can join Club 32, and that's our private group, like our own Patreon that we just host on our own end. And we have all sorts of additional content in there. We have the Club 32 show every Tuesday where we go live and just chat and hang out with everybody, which we did last night. We have Cool Kids Kitchen. We're just going to be getting those back up and running this probably next month, given it's almost the end of the month now. We're going to get those up and running. We've got the Clubhouse show, plus there's going to be, we have live streams, sometimes hotel reviews, all sorts of extra content. There's a private podcast feed, a private Facebook group, meetups, all sorts of stuff. Plus, you get 25% off of CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products. So if you need Christmas gifts, not a bad way to do that also, or if you just want some stuff for yourself, either way. So if you want to join there, you can go to ctmvip.com. We have monthly or yearly options. And if you want to do a monthly option, you can do a free trial if you want to try that. Or if you go yearly, you can get a free t-shirt. So either way, you get something for free, contribute to the show, be part of a cool community. And, if you got trips coming up, it's a good group to just ask about ideas or opinions and stuff like that. So it's always a good resource there. But again, if you want to join, ctmvip.com. And if you'd like to join, we'd love to have you. So, all right, let's get into the first story here, which is the Epcot International Festival of the Arts, which is probably, I think, mine, and I know Jamie's favorite festival now.
Definitely.
Is returning January 17th through February 24th.
Yeah. I think it is the shortest festival. Maybe close to it.
It's probably the shortest one. Well,
Festival of Holidays is pretty short, too.
Yeah, it's one of.
But, I mean, yeah, like this festival is amazing. It's full of just it celebrates the arts, the visual arts, the performance art, the culinary art, and it's so pretty too. Great time of year to go. Lots of reasons why I like it. So I wish it was longer, but we do have the dates, so that's at least we can plan for it now.
Although I think making it shorter maybe helps it in terms of like it doesn't go on too long. So sometimes when things go on too long, you kind of don't appreciate them very much. I do think it should be a little longer, but I've definitely grown to like this one a lot. It might be my favorite festival now because for one reason, the weather's great during this time of year.
Yep.
And then having the art aspect to it is really cool. So you see the painters and the people doing stuff, and it's a very unique one, and I do enjoy it quite a bit. And it's become much more popular. So there's really, again, when you come to the theme parks, there's really no slow season. As much as, I know back when you were going and you were a kid, there were definitely slow times. But.
Oh my gosh. Back when I was a kid, I could go on and on about how amazing it was when I was a kid. But anyway, so yeah, that's the festival.
Yes. So if you want to go there, we will be going. Are we going opening day?
No. So we are actually going to be staying at one of the new Universal hotels that's opening on the 21st. Mm-hmm. So we will just be going the next day on the 22nd before we come home. We're just going to hit up the festival before we do that, because doing a weekend trip before that and then coming again on a Tuesday doesn't make sense.
Agreed. That's a good point. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, we will talk about some things when we go there. But if you'd like to go, that is the dates: January 17th through February 24th.
Yep.
Well, we also have some more news involving festivals. Candlelight processional package pricing and details have also been released.
So yeah, these packages, price per person, allow guests to enjoy a meal at a select Epcot location and guaranteed seating at a select candlelight processional performance that same day. So restaurants participating this year, get your notepad because it's a lot.
I forgot mine.
Beer Garden, Chefs de France, Coral Reef Restaurant, Garden Grill, Le Crêperie de Paris, the Crêperie in Paris, La Hacienda, Le Cellier, Nine Dragons, Regal Eagle, Rose and Crown, Shikisai, Spice Road Table, Tapanetto, Tutta Italia, and Via Napoli. If you're keeping count, that's 15 restaurants.
That's a lot.
I believe last year it was like 10.
I don't
9 or
recall
10.
last year, but
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't this much. Akershus has been dropped this year. Not on the options anymore. Regal Eagle is the only option to offer the quick service dining package. You can get that for $41 for adults. That is your cheapest option if you do want to do the candlelight processional dining package, and you can do that day of. So when it opens, just tell them you want to do one of the dining packages, and they'll take care of it for you. The most expensive dining package prices are Etapan Edo and Cheeky Sai for $105 per adult, and Le Cellier is priced at $104 per adult.
Why did they put it?
So again,
$1 cheaper.
Right. I don't know.
Let's give them a deal, guys. Take
So
$1 off.
again, that is your meal. Which, if you're at a buffet, it's the buffet and a drink. If you're doing just like a regular restaurant, it's like an entree and a drink, and I think an appetizer is included as well. But that's the meal, and then basically the guaranteed seating. You're not guaranteed a certain section when you go to get seated, but you are just guaranteed to actually get into the American Gardens Theater.
Okay.
So I would, if you were really wanting to do this, I would I don't know. See, I don't know. There's a lot more restaurants available this year, which makes you think that there's the availability for seating for standby guests is going to be a lot less. Do you agree with that?
Although it probably depends on how many people buy up packages. But potentially.
But they always do.
Yeah.
They always do. You can book these online beginning October 29th. And, we'll see how it goes. But I think last year, most of them were, a lot of people bought them. So I don't know.
People like them. It's, we've actually never done it. We've walked by when it's going on.
Walked by. Maybe. I did one, apparently. I don't remember it, but I did one as a kid.
Well.
Andy Garcia. Apparently.
Andy Garcia.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember. Maybe a little bit. I remember seeing him, but I don't remember the dining package thing. But
wow.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
So maybe we'll do it. But I think Ralph Macchio and Brendan Fraser is going to be there when we're there. So if we do get to see it, maybe we'll stop and watch for a bit.
Sounds good.
Because we'll have our kids. So,
We'll just wave to them from the walkway.
Hello.
I don't feel like our children do very good in that setting. Probably not. Most little kids aren't going to do the best in that setting.
Yeah. Maybe in a few years we'll see.
Yeah. Either way, it's a cool thing they have going on there for Christmas. Yeah. So
it's awesome.
Check that out for sure. So, all right, the next story we have, I think, is pretty funny, if I'm being quite honest. So we talked last week or 2 weeks ago about the cake bake shop that was opening. We talked about the insane menu prices, which we weren't the only ones that mentioned this. Apparently, the cake bake shop has slightly lowered some of their menu prices. Mind you, they're not open yet.
They are not.
So we'll go through some of the changes here, and I think I may know as to why. I'm going to take a guess here.
Well, a lot of the items had price changes, and most of them went down. A few went up.
Which
actually,
I was going to say that. There's a couple things that went up, which that just is interesting either way. But
again, they're not open yet. They're adjusting. They're making adjustments. Do it now before it officially opens. That's smart. Okay, so we talked about egg sandwich last time. Jared was outraged.
$23 is what they wanted. Yeah.
Now it's $19.99.
Oh,
which is $20.
Well, it's not even $20 technically.
The croque monsieur, which we mentioned as well, was $32. Now it's $26.99.
Okay.
So better.
Okay.
This one was better. Kids peanut butter and jelly was $18. Now it's $12.99.
That's still
down
insane
$5
pricing for a PB&J, but yeah,
it's a lot.
Okay.
The kids buttered noodles was $18. Now it's $13.99. Again, better.
Okay.
This I think was the most significant price deduction. Was a croissant. The butter croissant side was $12, and they lowered it to $5.99. And I'm thinking some of that stuff had to do with the fact that a lot of people were like, well, if I want a croissant or something like that, I'm just going to go to the Epcot. I'm going to go to the French bakery in Epcot and get a croissant or a baguette for $3.
Well, I had said too, I think the people opening this restaurant didn't have any clue that you could just go into Epcot, which is not far away, and go get a croissant for basically a quarter of half the price, whatever it is, quarter of the price, and get it. So
Yeah.
That I think is pretty funny.
I think too, it's people were saying that this is more in line with prices of how it is in the other locations.
It is. I remember looking at that menu of the one in Indiana. And all the cakes went down too. They went down to $24.90 or from $24.99 down to $22.99.
Yeah. Some of them are $24.99. Some are $22. They were $26 and $24.
Yeah.
So they went down like $1, which okay.
Yeah.
That's still a lot for a cake, but that is like one of their specialties. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. What went up in price?
The shrimp remoulade. One of the dishes went up like $1 there.
Okay.
Again, it was like, I think it was mostly entrees. Some of the coffee drinks went down, but again, it's an extensive list, so I wasn't going to say everything, but
they still haven't reduced the cost of getting like a Coke product from $8.
That one I did not check, so I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, I guess on some level they listened to some feedback, which is a good thing. I'm going to take a wild guess here, and I'm betting somebody at Disney maybe told them, hey, let's bring some of these prices down because, and I had even mentioned, although this is not a Disney-owned restaurant, normal everyday guests are not going to know the difference necessarily. Like, if you're into this stuff, you know that the Cake Bake Shop is renting space from Disney to put this here, much like say like Disney Springs. I'm not going to be surprised one bit if somebody from Disney said something about you need to lower these prices a little bit because we're getting some flack for this, which I think is probably maybe what happened. Although they could have just seen people reacting to it, and like if you have all these outlets talking about your insane prices, your chances of it being a successful restaurant go down pretty quickly. On that end.
You'd be kidding yourself if you didn't think that they watch social media.
Yeah.
They pay attention.
Which even at this point, I coming down a little bit, it's like, okay, but I still have questions about like, this is a successful restaurant franchise, but if you look at where they're typically located in very wealthy areas. So it's like a very bougie place. That doesn't necessarily translate to a theme park setting. You got people just walking in from like the theme park sweaty and wearing tank tops and flip-flops or whatever. So I don't know. I'm not making a prediction about the place. I just don't know if that crowd, if this translates to this place being successful. So, I mean, I'm glad on some level they listen to feedback, but if they're still charging $8 for a Coke product, that's the thing that I think was the most insane. And I noticed they didn't bring the burger price down. So right off the bat, I'm just like, your prices are still wild, but at least on some of the things, they seem to have brought them down a bit.
Yep.
So when does it open? A couple weeks? They haven't said.
Haven't said.
The fact that it hasn't opened yet and they're already doing this is, I don't know, to me doesn't seem like a great sign, but
I think it's better than doing it after they open.
Yeah. I mean, it just also shows too. Well, it does show you. I mean, and I think I've always said this about things is like, voicing your opinion it does make a difference.
Sure.
Even when it comes to, I know a lot of times people don't like to hear when sometimes people don't like hearing us criticize about Disney here and there. But if something is not how it should be, in your opinion, if you voice it, if enough people say something, places do listen. Mm-hmm. So I think at least on that end, they're willing to adjust them a bit. But yeah, if you do look at their menu prices at their other locations, this is closer in line with those, but still higher priced items. But
yes.
All right. Next story we have is there are some new features that have been added to the Magic Band Plus that Disney, I thought, forgot about for a long time. Then they remembered they had it, and they're like, oh, yeah, let's add some stuff to it. So what did they add to Magic Band Plus?
My goodness. Besides the obvious use of scanning into the park or like whitening lanes, entering your hotel room, charging for merchandise, etc., there are certain shows at Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios that will activate lights and light vibrations during the performances. Festival of the Lion King, they did it for the 30th anniversary. They're still doing it, so that one's not new. But Finding Nemo, The Big Blue and Beyond, Beauty and the Beast live on stage, Disney Junior Dance and Play, For the First Time in Forever, a Frozen Sing-Along, and Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. Now, this is on top of the lights and vibrations that happen during like the fireworks shows and stuff. That still happens, but this is new. So,
do you think this makes getting a Magic Band Plus worth it more?
Personally, for me, someone that comes a lot to the parks, like I don't have one anymore. Like I won't buy a Magic Band Plus unless, something is added to it or something. I still have my old ones and they work just fine. I can see how for like kids, it would be really fun. And like our daughter still has hers. Our son lost his. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask about this. I think I don't think like this. It's cute, it's fun, but is it something I'd pay? Like I won't pay $55 for one just so it lights up while I'm watching a show.
Well, and that's why I think to me this is just it's always been a novelty thing. So the only thing the Magic Band Plus ever did was when you walk up to those things, it would make noises, and then they added like during the fireworks shows, it'll light up. But my point of contention has been all along. I was like, when you're watching a fireworks show and it lights up, it's like, oh, cool. And then you go back to watching the show. Like, it doesn't really, to me, add anything. But I do agree. I think kids would think it's fun. But
yeah,
I definitely think it's more of a novelty thing. I don't think it's worth it. It doesn't add anything to your experience.
Yeah, like we don't think it's worth it. But that doesn't mean that other people can't enjoy it.
Well, of course.
So,
it does, yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. Like that. I'm not saying that people can't enjoy something. But to me, I've just always felt like it's one thing to upgrade a Magic Band to a new thing if it has these like enhanced features. But I don't know of any enhanced features outside of making some noises and lighting up during shows, personally. But if that's something you enjoy, obviously, there you go. It is some extra stuff there. But all right.
Well, here's where we enter the bad part of the news, because we did some good stuff, and now we're doing some not so good stuff.
This is also the part where I'm not like. Ask me how surprised I am by this next news story. Just go ahead and ask me if I'm shocked by this.
Are you surprised?
I was astonished, if I'm being quite honest. If you can't hear my sarcasm, I apologize. I speak fluent sarcasm. So our next story here is Walt Disney World is seeing price increases for almost everything, as they typically do this every October. Yeah. So even though they've been getting lots of bad press lately for price increases, they're just powering on through. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much everything.
Yes.
I did put out some examples if we want to read some of them.
Yeah, I was going to say we have character buffet prices increased.
Cinderella's Royal Table, for example, lunch and dinner for an adult is now $88.
What was it before?
79?
Okay.
70 something. Yeah.
Yeah, we got snacks and drinks. So bottled soda is now $5.29, going up from $4.99. Mickey's cinnamon roll is now $7.49, up from $6.49. And then
annual passes.
I was going to say the big one are the ticket prices, the annual passes.
Yeah. So annual pass prices increase between $30 and $100, depending which pass you got. So Pixie and Pirate both went up $30. Sorcerer increased by $80, and Incredipass went up $100. So Incredipass is pricey. Of course, there is discounts if you're renewing your annual pass, if you already have one. So there is like a 15% discount for that still. But Sorcerer is almost 1,000 now. Is it 1,000?
It's somewhere around.
It's close to 1,000. I cannot. I just cannot. It's. You know what? I understand prices go up. I do. But I don't know. It's the timing, I guess. It's the timing for me. It's the timing.
The timing is not great for a couple of reasons. One being that, I mean, first off, I'm not surprised. They do this basically every year. So I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm surprised by this. Like, this is something that they just have done for the last little bit here. But given the amount of negative feedback they've gotten about this, especially now you have a lot of mainstream outlets talking openly about it. Is Disney pricing out the middle class? Are they pricing out families? They just introduced the Lightning Lane Premier Pass, which is, a lot of people look at that and say that's outrageous pricing, it's going to be a test phase. We don't even know how that's going to go yet. But it's just one of those things where at some point, you just sit there and go, what's the point in which a lot of people just say, I'm done. And I think a lot of people have talked about over the years of different points that has happened. But especially when you look at, from their financial records, they even said they're expecting, lower demand going into 2025. And of course, you got Epic Universe and Universal Studios opening up a brand new theme park. So that's going to be increased competition. So it seems rather tone deaf, especially when people talk about openly like inflation, the economy, and Disney. The attendance hasn't, this last quarter wasn't the best that they had. It just seems very Disney kind of does this where they don't really have their finger on the pulse of like what people think necessarily. They did raise a bunch of prices at Disneyland also. So that's something. But and then one of the passes as well for the day tickets at Disney is now the top in price at Magic Kingdom is $199. So I have been talking all along. Eventually, they're going to break through that $200 ceiling. They've already done it at Disneyland.
They did it at Disneyland, but that ticket increase is for November and December top prices in 2025. So tickets through October 2024, those are already set. Those won't increase. The increase in regular like day tickets or anything like that is for starting next November 2025. Right. Just FYI.
Yeah.
So if you have bought tickets or are buying tickets up until that point, up until October, then you should get the older prices. So just FYI.
True.
But it's just crazy. Like Thanksgiving Day, 2025, a park hopper ticket is going to cost $264. That's one day park hopper. It's $253 right now for like this Thanksgiving Day. So it did go up $11, but like most of the pricing increased between $10 and $15, like across the board.
It's one of these things when it happens, you kind of like, price increases happen and most people either you accept it or you don't. It's just, every person's different. But when you look at it, when it wasn't that long ago, so how much were ticket prices and annual pass prices in, say, 2019?
So 2019, before everything changed, it was different categories, by the way. So it was called Platinum Plus, was like the one that included literally everything, all the water parks, etc. And that was $1,219. Now, that's different now because Incredipass does not include any of the extras.
Right.
That's an add-on, so $1,529 now plus those. The Platinum Pass, just the Platinum, was $1,119. That was just for park hopping. I don't know, no blockouts. And then the Gold Pass, which is like the equivalent of the Sorcerer Pass, was $699. Sorcerer is $1,079 for the new new prices.
I mean, if you look again, not that long ago in 2019, Florida residents could get a day ticket before they really started changing to, in terms of like the crowd levels, $109 for a ticket. If you were a non-Florida resident, you could get a ticket for $125. This is a day ticket. So if you just start looking at this, like it doesn't, you look back a little bit and you're like, oh my gosh. And if they would have raised those prices overnight that much, you'd have been like not paying it, but it's just a slow increase over time. I've said this before, they're in uncharted waters in terms of competition in these next 5 to 10 years. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I'm not surprised by it. I'm not going to act like I'm surprised, but it's just one of those things when you continually keep seeing it happen, you have to ask yourself, where is the ceiling? Like, when is it too much for a majority or a lot of people? Obviously, we're probably going to find out because I'm guessing next year it's going to go over $200 in Magic Kingdom. I think that's almost a given.
Wow. Well, when we went the first year, when we went 2013 together as husband and wife, it was $95 for a day at Magic Kingdom.
So because
it wasn't tiered back then, it was just one price.
Right. So basically, you look at over a 10-year period. I mean, ticket prices have almost gone up $100 per ticket.
More, yeah.
I mean, if you just generalize it there.
Well, I saw a stat for Disneyland that said it took them 51 years. I think it was 51 years to get to 100. Was it 51 or 41? I can't remember what it was. It was either that, I think it was 51 years from the time they opened to get to $100 a ticket, or over $100 mark. And from the $100 mark to $200 mark, it took 8.
Yeah.
Like it just shows you like the exponential
it's like compound
curve.
Interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And increase in prices. And this is just something you have to accept if you want to go to Disney. We can always complain. I don't know if they'll ever lower the cost because there's too many people complaining. They do discounts, occasionally. So, it's just one of those things we have to deal with.
Well, yeah, I mean, part of what we do, of course, is commentary on it. And I know people are going to point out and they're going to say, they're building new things and the value. And I understand they're building new things. And when you build new things, I'm not surprised by the price increases. But when you look at this period of time, before when they had all these price increases. I mean, we've seen a cutback on maintenance. There's a lot of people that talked about a lot of the things that Disney used to do. Again, you look at what used to be included and what's not now. So those ticket prices at $100, $125 per day also included Magical Express, also included Fast Pass Plus. So you had a lot of things that were included with that price. So the ticket price is not even really the ticket price a lot of times, because most people, or if you want to have the quote best theme park experience, you got to get Lightning Lane multi-pass. You got to get the single passes. So if you look at it through that lens as well, not only are the ticket prices continually going up at this rate, as are now the paid products of cutting the line as well. So this exponential growth in how much it costs, you just hit the point where you go, at what point do a lot of people vote with their dollar? And I'm not saying that people aren't going to go. I'm just genuinely curious as to if and when people hit this point, what does Disney do? That's a question I've had for a while here. And, I'm not saying that people aren't going to go. It's just something when you continually see it go on, they're not going to get good press about it in a period of time where they're not already getting good press about their prices to begin with. So it just further feeds into the narrative, like I talked about, like Lightning Lane Premier Pass being introduced. So I don't know. I don't have any of the answers. I just you look at the trends and you just kind of raises your eyebrows there. So yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, if you want to go, these are the prices to go. But they are in more competition, not only with other theme parks, but cruise lines and other vacation destinations. And, as it gets more expensive, they also enter into a lot of other areas that people could travel for the price to go to Disney.
Yep.
So either way, if you got annual pass or ticket prices, they're going up. So there you go there. All right. Next story we have is 3 dates for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party are sold out now. And that is November 8th, 11th, and December 5th.
That's it was random. December 5th was a random date. I was like, why December 5th? Like, is there something going on? Well, that week is always, that first week of December, there's always like competition stuff or like stuff going on at like Wide World of Disney and all that. So, I mean, it has something to do with it. I don't know.
It could.
But
yeah.
But yeah, we have one more story.
We do. As a lot of people may know, Bob Iger is supposedly stepping down soon, which I still have my doubt. If you look at Bob Iger's track record, he kind of tends to extend his contract every, 2 more years here, 2 more years there. But apparently the new Disney CEO is reportedly going to be named in early 2026. And on top of that, the new chairman of the board is now James P. Gorman, which is going to be effective January 2nd, 2025. And he's currently working chair of the Disney Board Succession Planning Committee, which is working to identify and prepare the next chief executive officer of the Walt Disney Company. Now, I think originally they said they're going to name somebody in 2025. It being pushed back to 2026, and we're not going to talk long about this. I know sometimes people don't like to hear the corporate side of things, but given that this is, whoever they choose is going to be heading up the company, it's a rather important thing for the company. That leads me to kind of wonder if they're going to start looking outside the company.
They might.
I have said all along, I think they need new blood. I don't think Josh D'Amaro or Dana Walden, who are the 2 front runners from everything that we've heard, I don't think either one of them are good for the CEO position. I mean, I know people love Josh, but if you look at what's gone on in the park since 2019, I don't think that's a strong resume person. Now, the company enjoys it because they've made a lot of money from the parks, but I can't sit here and think that the parks have been run great under his tenure. And Dana Walden, she came from the Fox deal, so she's kind of a newer acquisition, but she's head of like the ABC side of things. It makes me that long of a timeline there. Plus, this James Gorman guy, he does have good credentials. He's done a really good job of creating or picking successors at other companies as well. So, you can make an argument Bob Iger needs a little help in this department because the last time around we ended up with Chapek, and that didn't really go out so well. So, yeah. But hearing this news, I'm not going to be surprised if we're looking at 2026, or excuse me, if we're looking at an outside CEO coming in. But apparently they also did say it's not going to be Kevin Mayer or the other guy.
Staggs.
Yeah, Tom Skaggs, which they've been consulting with Iger. So we'll see here. But and personally, if they go outside the company, I think that will be a very good thing. But I have to wait and see on that. So I guess we'll find out sometime in 2026.
Hopefully early.
I feel like when we find out Iger's going to go, I'm here till 2028. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, I feel like there is a chance he does it. He's done it before. How many times did he do it before when his contract was up?
I don't know.
There's at least 2 or 3 times, I think, that he's extended his contract.
I think my next poll time, because we're going to do that next, but I think my next poll time next week is going to be like, now that, Bob Iger has been back for the last 2 years, how good of a job do we think he's doing? And just see what people say. Good job, bad job. I don't know.
I just want to go on record. When he came back, we did an episode and I said,
Jared was very, what'd you say?
I said, everybody's looking at Bob Iger as coming in as he's going to come save the day. I'm like, he's not going to change any. The only thing he did change, to his credit, is they did get rid of the parking fee at the resorts.
Yes.
Other than that, I was like, he's not changing anything. He was chairman of the board the entire time that Chapek was in charge. And when you read the stuff that came out after the fact, Chapek was reporting to Iger and the board. So Iger was still in charge when Chapek was in charge. Yep. So, I said all along, it's like, I've never felt like personally that Bob Iger has been that great of a CEO. I think he's bought stuff, but I think a lot of the success of Disney was basically based off a lot of the stuff that Eisner did, that riding the coattails off of that. And I'm not saying there haven't been some good things in the parks and some of the things with the company, but I've never been somebody that thinks Bob Iger is just as great a CEO that's ever lived. So it's kind of, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's been that case. So I feel like my initial prediction was rather correct personally, but I don't know how people view him. I think people like Iger. I don't think people liked the vibe of Chapek. He just looked like a villain, which didn't help him any.
I don't know.
Like, Iger's better on camera. Like, he can, he's like a salesman. He can sell you a little bit better. Chapek was that awkward guy that just would just mumble and walk away. You're like, what is this? So that's kind of the way I viewed him. But yeah, that would be an interesting poll. I would be very curious to see what people said about how it is there. But all right, well, that's going to be it for the news. But we do have a poll time.
Poll time.
It's poll time. Tell us what you think. Every opinion counts. Come on and link. We're discussing it all. We're taking a stance. Poll time's the segment. Let's give it a chance.
All right, for this week's poll time, I asked the question, when vacationing at Walt Disney World, you don't bring your own car, how do you get around? And I said not including transportation to and from the airport. I didn't include that. Choose all that apply. And we had 70% say free transportation, bus, monorail, Skyliner, or boat that's provided by Disney. 20% said rideshare, Uber, Lyft, or even minivan. 8% said I do rent a car. 2% said private car service. And nobody said other. So that was the only one. So not shocking that, almost 3/4 of everybody uses the free transportation. When we come, obviously we drive, so we have our own car. We typically don't take our car to like Magic Kingdom. We'll typically take a bus if we're staying on property because it's just easier.
But
if
it's
we're
a pain in the neck getting into Magic Kingdom in your car.
And obviously if we're staying like in one of the Crescent Lake hotels, like Boardwalk or Beach Club or something, we'll just, walk to and from like Epcot or take the boat or something. But if we're going to like Animal Kingdom, we're driving.
Yeah.
We try to take our car as much as possible if it's convenient. I know some people will go have a car and never use it ever. And I'm just like, okay, well that's that's all you. But for us, I feel like we just use the car a lot more because we can.
I feel like it's easier to do it that way if you're able to do it. And
Sure.
It was Magic Kingdom. I mean, if you take a bus, you can get right there. Versus if you drive, you got to go to TTC and then you got to get on a tram and then you got to get on something else. It's just it's a longer process with that. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I think most people would just use the free transportation because a lot of people still fly in. Doing that stuff like that. So
I have to say though, I think rideshare is super common. It's like, especially if you're like at the end of the night and you're like, I just want to go back to my room, and then the line for the monorail is like, forever deep. And you're like, I'm just gonna get a minivan. I'm just gonna pay for a minivan. I don't care.
Yeah, well, I think most people probably do a Lyft or an Uber, but yes, if you want to be bougie, you could do the minivan. But
okay.
Either way, yeah. I mean, it is nice to be able to just do that. So
yeah, for sure. So thank you everybody for participating in the poll this week. I will have a new poll next week.
Yes, and if you want to be a part of the next poll time, you can do that in 2 ways. You can join the Capture the Magic Facebook community, which is also a great group just to be involved with if you want to, talk about trips or anything like that going on. And also over on Instagram in the stories there at Cap the Magic. So you can check it out either or both places if you like. So, all right, let's get to our food review of Jamie's experience. So I'll be interviewing Jamie about her experience at Spice Road Table.
Yes.
So Spice Road Table is described as a cozy up to the cuisine and drink in an unforgettable sight provided by this quaint locale's scenic dining area. At Spice Road Table, you're invited to stop at on your adventure around the World Showcase Lagoon to savor the Mediterranean small plates like spicy shrimp, fried calamari, naan spreads, and the Spice Road Table sampler, while absorbing the decor inspired by outdoor cafes from the Moroccan seaside. Not a short description, but that is a description here. So
I mean, whatever they just said, that's literally what it is.
whatever they just said.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, the outdoor cafes, like Moroccan seaside, small plates. You get the water view. That's literally describing the restaurant. So
I'm glad that
I couldn't have done a better
I'm glad the description meets the experience. That would be odd if they're like, is there outdoor seating? No, not really. You're in a cramped booth somewhere. But
well, it looks. I mean, I think they did a good job making it look as authentic as possible. Like you're in like a Moroccan village, in the Mediterranean with the water views and some of the rock work and some of the art, and it's very beautiful in there. It's kind of divided into 3 parts. So you have like the outdoor seating area, you've got like the bar where you first walk in, and then you've got the indoor seating area. The indoor seating area is very small. It's got like 10 tables maybe. And I really wanted to eat outside, but there was no tables when we walked up, and I was like, that's fine. We can sit inside. But it was like a pretty day when we were there.
Yeah.
So if it's a pretty day, try to eat outside.
You were talking about Moroccan authenticity. I would know no difference.
Right.
I don't know Moroccan culture. So if I went in there, you just told me it was very Moroccan-like, I'd be like, sure, I believe you.
Great.
I have no idea. I'm easy to fool on that. I think most people probably wouldn't know, but some people may. But
this is a table service restaurant that serves lunch and dinner, 11:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. They do accept a dining plan where each person gets 2 small plates and a beverage, but they share a tangine, which is like I think it's like a vegetable plate kind of thing, and then a dessert platter. The menu, okay, I want to just say this. I went online to look at what like price of the menu because I was trying to remember what everything. It's not correct. The menu is not anything like what we saw. There are so many items that are missing. I took a picture of the menu, so I went on my phone and looked at it, and so I will post a link to the website, but also I'll post like a link to like a better picture of it if you're curious in the show notes. That gives the correct menu.
so basically, you just want to know.
All right, who did this?
This
I'm not mad. I just want to know who did it so I can punish them.
pretty much. I want to punish somebody.
It's technically false advertisement if you're being quite honest.
So, okay. So as we said before, it's small plates. And they're priced pretty well for small plates. You can get a couple and still be full. I mean, we were full when we left, so it was plenty of food. Okay. So what we got the house-made hummus fries, and that's a citrus chipotle preserved lemon, sauce. That was $10. We got the naan spreads, which is hummus, is it chermoula, I think, and marinated olives and a za'atar, which I don't know what that is, but it was like the sauces that came with it. It was $11. And then we also got the Spice Road Table sampler, and that was lamb kefta, tzatziki, spiced chicken, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but tiro pita. I can't.
Would you like me to try? I'm known for pronouncing things correctly.
Is it tiro pita?
Where are you?
Cassia? This one right
This
here.
all looks like just gibberish right here. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, I can't.
All right, let me try my hand at this, okay? My Midwestern roots will show you I know how to say things. Tiro pitakia.
Pitakia?
Just if you say it with confidence, that's half the battle. Just say it like,
Okay.
yeah, just
Sorry.
Tiro
Anyway.
pitakia.
Sorry.
There you go.
So that the sampler was $15. And we also got the dessert platter, which I'll talk about in a minute. But so the best thing that we had were the hummus fries.
Okay.
They were delicious. So I mean, they look like little rectangular prisms of hummus, like fried around it with hummus and the sauce with it. Oh, it was so good. So if you like hummus, you'd really like these fries. The naan with the sauce, it was good. We had hummus with the fries, so we probably should have not gotten the naan because it did come with hummus again, but it was still good. I mean, it was fine.
So it was heavy hummus.
Lots of hummus. The spiced chicken, like the spiced chicken, it wasn't spicy, but it did have a little bit of spice in it. So it wasn't very hot, but it was pretty good. I think you would have liked it.
I mean, chicken's good.
Chicken's good.
I like chicken.
Chicken's good. The tiro pitacaya one, it was good. It has like a cheese in it, or like a cheese filled phyllo dough. It was pretty good. I like that one. The lamb, I did not like it. Did not like it at all.
Really?
My mom didn't either. And so I don't know if there was just something off with it, but it just didn't like, I mean, I've had lamb before. It just tasted like a little off. So I don't know. I don't know about that one, but the chicken and the hummus fries were definitely our favorites. Then we also had dessert, and they don't list what this is on the menu, but I did find out what it was. So there was an almond marzipan cookie, which I can eat almond, thank goodness, because this cookie was so good. So good. I wish I could have had like 15 of them.
15. Okay.
So good.
That's a lot of cookies.
So you like the almond taste, like almond extract, or that almond taste, you're going to like this cookie. It had a caridopita, which is a spiced walnut cake. My mom ate that one, and she also had the baklava. She said the baklava was one of the best desserts she's ever had. So she loved it. The spiced walnut cake was good too, but I think it was the one that had like drenched in honey. Oh, she liked it. It was good. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, like that's all we got.
So okay, how did you feel about it overall? Was it really good? Where would you give it?
I gave it a 7.5. It's just not. It's not like my type of food that I would typically like. I don't know. Be interested in be craving. I guess I just wanted to try it because I've never tried it.
Yeah.
I did have a pomegranate mimosa. I forgot I had that one, and that was really good. And Mom had a Moroccan mule that was okay. Too minty for me, but it was okay. But those were good.
What is a Moroccan mule technically?
Well,
I can tell you. I looked it up. It is very similar, I'm guessing, from a Moscow mule, but it has vodka, ginger, cordial. It has
cordial,
mint syrup, Moroccan tea glasses, and I think that's it. I think that's a thing you use for it. So I think it's mostly vodka, syrup, and the ginger. So
yeah, it had that mint in it, and to me it wasn't that great. But the pomegranate mimosa was delicious.
okay.
She gave it a 9 out of 10 for this whole place. She loved it. I would go back. I would only get like maybe 2 things. I'd be good with like 2 small plates, and like that is it. So
Yeah, I probably wouldn't like this place, I'm guessing.
that's why we went, because you weren't with us. I
Although-
was like, this is not for Jared.
Baklava is good. We've actually made it in Cool Kids Kitchen before. That is
Yeah.
really good. I like most chicken. Now
You would like the chicken.
but is it like Indian style food?
Well,
Because I don't like curry, like at all.
So it's not curry like dishes, if that's what you mean. Like it's different kind of spices, but it's Mediterranean. It's not
Okay,
Indian.
Mediterranean stuff I like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is Mediterranean. This is Indian.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. I would maybe get the chicken and maybe the baklava and just call it a day there. But
Well, you don't have to go there if you don't want to. Not gonna make you.
maybe I want to. I don't know.
But it was good. We didn't feel like doing Food and Wine. We just kind of wanted to sit for a while and look at the water and kind of just enjoy the day more leisurely. And I'm glad we did, because Epcot was so busy when we went, because it was a Friday and it was 73 degrees, sunny.
You also went to Epcot on a day where there was a party at Magic Kingdom.
True.
Which means Epcot.
This is true.
Yeah, that's basically if you're ever curious if a park, especially Epcot, will be busy, if there's a party going on at Magic Kingdom, it's a Friday or a Saturday and it's nice weather, you're going to get an influx of just everybody coming.
I knew it was going to be that way, and it's fine. It's just I hadn't seen it that busy since the festival started, so
yeah.
It was crazy.
Not too surprising there.
Yeah, but it was good. I would go back maybe. I'd maybe go back. Maybe not anytime soon, but my mom definitely would. So there you go.
I do feel like this is a place your mom would like for some reason.
Oh, yeah. She loved it. She had a great time.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys had fun and
Yeah.
had your daughter day to hang out, or
Daughter day.
daughter day, whatever, to hang out. So that was good.
Yeah, it was good.
So, all right. Well, I think that I got nothing else to talk about on the show unless you got something else you want to talk about.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, since Jamie has nothing else, that will do it for the show. But before you go, be sure to follow us on social media. And everything now is at Cap the Magic. It is no longer separated out. So TikTok, Instagram, whatever, it is at Cap the Magic. So check us out there. Subscribe on all the socials. Also on Facebook, or excuse me, not Facebook, YouTube. You can catch daily videos, 1 or 2 a day, over on the main YouTube channel there at Cap the Magic. And there, if you're into more of the corporate stuff and the more current happenings, I suppose, I talk about those a lot over there. You can check that out. Of course, video versions of the show over at CTM Podcast at YouTube. And be sure to also check out some of the other shows on the network. We have CTM Universal, where we talk about Universal Studios. We had an episode coming out Monday as we talked to everything about Epic Universe, as the tickets went on sale on the 22nd. Had an opening date and all sorts of things there. So if you're into Epic Universe or Universal Studios, you can check out that show, as we're going to, I'm sure in the coming months, be talking a lot about Epic Universe as we get ready to, for that park to open. But if you are interested, we were able to get Helios Grand Hotel for the opening day. So
I forgot to mention that.
yeah,
Yep.
we were able to do that. So hopefully we can get tickets. We have AP tickets. When you're listening to this, they go on sale. So if you are an AP at Universal, if you want to go to Epic Universe on the 24th, you can get day tickets there, start going on sale. So you can check that out. And of course, Jamie has Trip Tales, which is her trip report show. And when's the next one they're coming out?
Monday. I had to kind of push it because of the Universal stuff that got announced. I was like, I'm sorry. She's like, I figured I'd get bumped because it's pretty big news. I was like, sorry.
Got bumped for the Epic stuff.
No, she's a good sport.
So yes, you can check that out. And those are a great resource for if you got a trip coming up and things like that. So if you want to be on Trip Tales, you can go to ctmtriptales.com. There's a little button that says Be on Trip Tales. And there's a form you can fill out. And Jamie will let you know if she's interested in your trip to be on the show. So,
Yes.
And of course, if you want some great t-shirts, got some theme park apparel, head over to ctmapparelco.com, as we have a bunch of options. We got the Christmas stuff landing in the shop very soon, and you can even get 15% off of your order by using the promo code FALL. And everything's made in-house. We print on super comfortable shirts. We can do hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever you want a shirt on. Basically, we can do that for you as well. So again, save 15% off of your order by using the promo code FALL over at ctmapparelco.com. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for the show. So thank you, everybody, for listening and or watching. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us.
Thank you.
And as Jamie always likes to say,
We will see you in the parks.
bye.